Boom.
Yes, what's good everybody? Quick shit vid. There's a couple articles online saying that Gary McAllister should come in on an interim basis, which is totally pointless, isn't it? Just like a couple of ex-Leeds players that have just sort of wrote up about how Gary McAllister could come in and do the job. He's obviously worked under Steven Gerrard, which I think that's where the link is as well. Obviously a Leeds legend. I love Gary McAllister, he's a beast. I've seen him at supermarket quite a bit. Or did, when he were up this way. But that doesn't mean I think he should come in on the interim basis. I'd just stick with Scubala, which the more this goes on, the more I think that's actually what's going to materialise. Like, I think he might, depending on how we get on the next two games, Everton, Southampton, which apparently is pretty much guaranteed to be managing us for. See how we get. So if we get 6 points out of that, I'd just maybe stick with it, roll with it until the right man comes up. Marsch is not off to Southampton, which I think is a right shame. I'd have found that really funny, to be honest. He'd have been in line to come back to Ellen Road against Leeds for Southampton. It'd have been so funny to me, that some chance. It'd have been a sensation. I think it'd have been really funny, and he would have taken them down like he would have taken us down. So it'd be good to see if we could turn it round the corner. But yeah, he's not going now. Talks have collapsed and they've realised that his win ratio is about worse than mine on FIFA Pro, on world class. And then Nuno Santo, obviously, he's out in Saudi somewhere. El Ittihad, they're second in league or something. 16. I know it's a terrible league. Well, I presume it's a terrible league. I can't imagine it being particularly competitive. But it cost us 5 million to get him out of a contract, because I think he's got 16 months left or something on it, and he'll have a big contract work if he's out there. But I don't think that. I think if he's right man for the job, I don't think Rads will squint at that. The ex-Ajax manager as well. I got somebody commented, and I'm just talking, just waffling. I wasn't necessarily on about that guy, because apparently we've snubbed him in terms of, like, you know. But there's also been loads of people saying that there's been an outcry from fans, and that's why we didn't sign him. I just don't. I think that's pretty wishful thinking. I think it's more like, I don't think, you know, a lot of people think that fans get listened to and stuff, but, you know, they want much of an outcry to get rid of Bielsa and they sacked him. They want much of an outcry even to get rid of Marsch, in fairness. There was rumblings, but it won't like how Arsenal fans go on when they're up against it, or how Tottenham fans go against Levy, or Newcastle fans against Mike Ashley or whatever. They were never that feeling. So, I mean, he got booed a couple of times and stuff, but I don't think anybody were particularly up and at it. A few sack the board chants, I suppose, but they're not going to sack themselves. So yeah, so I'm just saying that we're struggling, you know, regardless, because also, well, unless you are following world football, it's extremely hard to know how qualified a man is for a job, really, isn't it? So, I mean, yeah, nature at beast. There's also a bit of Nuno Santo's getting a bit of shit for his flopping at Tottenham, but there's a lot of decent managers have flopped at Tottenham, aren't there? I'm dipping in and out of wanting Nuno Santo, and I'm not. I don't know. I don't know where I want us to go. I don't know. I'm just hoping Rads makes the right move, really. And our next fixtures, we've got the easiest next 4 games, really, in terms of, just been reading an article which helped me work it out, because my maths is shite. But, like, in terms of average position, we're doing all right. There's only really Chelsea that are, like, a dominant team, but they're not high up in the league, so it's knocking our percentage down. But our next games are obviously Everton, Southampton, Chelsea, Villa. So Everton, Southampton and Villa, and Chelsea are in great form, but it always concerns you, like, when it's 3 games away, you think, oh, they might pick up a bit of form in that time. But if you got 7 points out of that 12, that'd be a crazy return, wouldn't it? And we would be looking a lot better. Everton have got Leeds, then Villa, then Arsenal, then Forest, which isn't too much of a bad run for them. Obviously Arsenal, you'd expect them to get something. Bournemouth have got Wolves, then Man City, then Arsenal, then Liverpool, which is got to be the hardest. That's horrendous, but Bournemouth had sort of done anyway, aren't they? So Southampton have got Chelsea, Leeds, Leicester, Man U, so that's also a really hard run, but again, they're sort of done. So it's really looking towards Everton, seeing where that lands us really. So we need to beat Everton. It's a huge 6-pointer already. Well, not already because we're quite away into the league now. But yeah, what's everybody saying? Take it easy, everybody. Speak soon.
The way they've been, the results they've had, 1 defeat in 13. I've got Muppets from Leeds talking about pressures on us and Bamford and Forshaw and a couple of others, and it's over to you and this, that and the other. They got beat 7 times since Christmas. We've been beaten once. We've set it up from Christmas to be in the race.
Boom.
JackCity, bitch! JackCity, bitch! Hey!
I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it